Hello viewers, this is Dow Too Fast here. In today's video, I'll be installing USB charge ports in the front center console of this 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. Now if you look at the center console, right here at the bottom, there are two cigarette lighter plugs, but there are no USB charge ports. Now with the newer model, 2018, 2019, 2020 Pathfinder, Nissan did put USB charge ports on the right side here. What I'll be doing is I'll keep the two cigarette lighter plugs you see right here, and I'll be installing my own USB charge ports right in the middle. And to do that, I'll need to remove this tray that you see right here. So let's get started. First thing I'll do is remove the panel that's underneath the center console. Now it's held in by clips along the front edge right here. You need to disconnect this plug for the light right here. Next, remove this rubber mats that's lining the bottom. Remove the shifter by pulling down on this collar. To give yourself a bit more room, I'll put the shifter in the middle position. You can do that by removing this cover on the side. Push down on the release, and then you move the shifter. Now make sure you have the emergency brake on. There's a clip on the front side that you need to remove, so you can remove the shifter. Now be careful, you don't want to lose this, but there's a metal clip you need to remove. Now lift up on the shifter, and you can slide the metal clip back on. Next, remove this panel. There are clips along the side. Before you can remove this piece, you'll need to disconnect the two connectors underneath the seat heater switch. And here's a look at those two connectors. Now the tab you need to push in is on the front edge. You also need to disconnect the connector for the light bulb on the back side here. Now this piece will come out. Remove the two Phillips screws right here. Release the clip that's in the middle right here. Now you can't see it from here, but behind the two cigarette lighter plugs, there are two more plastic clips you need to release. Once you release those two clips, then this whole piece will come out. Disconnect the two connectors behind the cigarette lighter plug. Here's a look at the bottom side of this tray. At the front, there's a clip here, two on the side, and two more beside the cigarette lighter plug. I also want to point out the two side corners that you see right here is what's keeping this piece from coming out easily. What I'll do later on is I might cut this corner off, since you really won't see it and you won't notice it, but it'll make reinstallation a lot easier. And here's a look from the top. These are the two corners that I'm talking about. The wiring harness for the two cigarette lighter plugs is held in with a clip right here. I release that clip, and now I can reach underneath and pull this wiring harness back. Here it is. Let me show you the USB charger that I'll be installing. There are two USB charge ports. In the middle is an LED voltmeter. This will display the battery voltage. Also comes with the positive and negative wire. Connect the positive wire to the positive terminal and the negative wire to the negative terminal. The plan is to work for some people, but you can get other types of USB charger like this one here with a round circle, and with this it'll be a lot easier to install. All you have to do is cut a circle in the middle right here, or enlarge this hole and install it onto this side, so you have one cigarette lighter plug and a USB charger on the right side here. But it's really up to you on the style of USB charger you want to install. Now the USB charger is very snug inside this opening, it's not moving, but I'm going to put a couple of drops of crazy glue around the corner. I connected my power supply to it, and here's what it looks like. To fit the charger, I'll need to cut out this plastic piece right in the middle here. Here's a look with the middle piece removed. I'll tap the positive and negative wire on this cigarette lighter power plug. This will provide the ignition 12 volt for the USB charger. Now to tap the wire, you can either solder it or use T-taps. Here I'm soldering the connection. Also on this pair of wire, the black is negative and the red is positive. Make sure you tape up the connection. Now feed the wiring harness to the back. This pair of wire on the right is what I use to tap onto the factory wire. The pair of wire on the left side is connected to a USB charger. Now at the end of these wires, I crimp bullet connectors on them. Now all I have to do is connect the negative to negative and the positive to positive. Reconnect the connector for the cigarette lighter plug. Once you turn on the ignition, the USB charger will turn on.
Parking mode.
Plug in your USB charge cable, then plug the cable into your phone. Here you see the phone is charging. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you're thinking about adding USB charge ports to your Nissan Pathfinder, perhaps you'll find this video to be helpful. The installation is not too difficult. The hardest part is actually taking that tray out. The rest of the steps are pretty straightforward. Now with this type of aftermarket USB charger, you can actually install this on any vehicle. All it needs is ignition 12 volt to power the device. Again, you can get it in the rectangular shape or the circular shape. One thing I did not mention in the video is this USB charger does output 2.1 amp per USB port, so it's capable of charging your device very quickly. Now I'll include a list of all the parts and tools used in this video in the description below, so check it out if you want to do this install yourself. In an earlier video, I did an install of the USB charge port in the second row of this vehicle. If you want to see how that's done, I'll link it at the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, remember to click on a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, please click on the subscribe button to support this channel. Also click on the notification bell so you'll get notified of my new videos. Thank you and have an awesome day.